I want to speak to married people and those who aspire to be married, but particularly to husbands, men who are married now, who have children or desire to have children. As a man, there is nothing that gives me joy than seeing that my wife has the space, has the room, has the security to be the primary caretaker of our children. Sometimes I stand and I just look at her, attend to the kids, and I smile. I feel beauty, I feel joy, I feel fulfilled in my soul. And something about it is just right. Now, I know some households are different. In some households, the man is the one staying at home. I'm telling you what I'm going through as a husband. And in the end, I'll leave a conclusion for you to think about as a man. There are times that our little one, Inti, would cry, and I would not even be able to console him. He just wants his mom, period. My wife will walk, grab him. She doesn't have to do anything. Just by taking him from my hands, he just quiets. He's content that mommy is holding me. There is something symbiotic about it that we can argue it, but I think the research, the science, the facts, the data are pretty clear on this. Children need their mothers. So I just feel happy as a man. I am very joyful that my wife is able to have that space with our children. And I see the children. I see Charlie, I see Inti. They love it. They love that mommy is here with us. She's taking care of us. They are better regulated emotionally. I mean, I don't even want to go into the benefits of it, but from my perspective as a man, it's just right. And I believe it is the most important decision I have taken, certainly, of course, along with my wife, but coming from a personal standpoint here, it is the most important decision I have taken in my marriage, in my family life, and I would even go as far as my ministry, because I consider my family life, my marital life, ministry. It is my very first ministry. And as a minister of God, I don't think there is any decision that I have taken that matches this thing that I'm talking about, that I am able to create that space, that room in my home where my wife can thrive as the mother. I'm not saying it's easy, but she has that space to parent our kids. She doesn't have to, worry about this or about that. I love that our home is set up that way. And of course, it has impacted how our kids are raised. If you watch Charlie's videos and you see anything Charlie does, of course, Charlie is gifted, but the way we have set up our home 100% contributes to Charlie's development. There's no argument about it. She spends time with them. Charlie is the way he is because of the fact that he is very well regulated. His patterns for learning, the opportunities he has. He just has mommy with him, right? And I'm not saying I'm not an active parent. It's not an excuse for men to just check out. I am very active with Charlie, as I'm sure a lot of you have learned here who are in our, community on social media. I'm very active. Whatever little time I have, I apply to, fathering and raising my boys. But it doesn't come anywhere close to what my wife does. She, for someone who, it's not like she went to school for this, but she does such an amazing job with the kids. That sacrifice that we made, and by the way, it is a sacrificial life. It is not a life of luxury. Living on one income is not some luxurious decision that we arrived at. It is a very sacrificial decision, but we know, we could foretell the benefits of it. And obviously, based on what God has called us to do and many other factors, it just made sense for us to go this route. Charlie's 4 years, we've been doing this. My wife hasn't worked since Charlie was born. And the results, the benefits are just immense. They're innumerable. You can't even count them. And as a man, I am so joyful when I watch how my kids are growing and I see the role, the impact that my wife is having on our kids, and how it is clear that these children need their mother. Okay, they need me to for several different reasons. Like I said, Inti would cry, my wife would take him, he would stop crying, and once he is fed or he's consoled, he wants to come back to daddy because they associate me with other things like play and taking risks and just flipping around, wrestling and all that, doing risky things that she doesn't usually do with a kid. So fathers have a role to play as well. That is clear. We all know that, right? But my point here is, as a man, I am so fulfilled. As a man, I am so glad that I have the opportunity and the privilege to do that. And, that would lead me to the next thing that I want to say, that I know that in some homes, this is difficult, right? Both parents have to work to provide for the kids. If you have a great support system, that's good. Maybe somebody comes home, grandma, grandpa takes care of the kids. But my appeal to men, husbands, is that if you have never considered having your wife stay home with your kids, please do that. Particularly, they usually say between 0 to 3 years. I would even say between 0 to 6. Charlie's 4, and I sure know Charlie still needs his mom. So please consider that. And if you're a woman and you've never considered taking some time off work, interrupting yourself a little bit, and putting those hours, time to the nurturing of your children, please do. Please do. If you are not married yet and you're making a decision on who to marry, these are the kind of conversations you should be having. Please consider that. I highly recommend that children be placed first when making decisions about the family, right? So once you get married and you have kids, please don't put your career first. Don't do it. You're going to miss out on all the important years, and you can't correct it. These kids are not going to be with us forever. We have a short amount of time to nurture them, to raise them. And if you're a Christian, you are a steward. God gave you these kids. God has given us our kids as gifts. We ought to look at them with that understanding. So I look at our 2 boys and I know we are supposed to steward them. And that's exactly the approach we take. I come at it from a very spiritual perspective first, before anything material or physical. Please consider that, especially men. Please create space for your wife to be the mother that she needs to be. Please don't get too political about it. Create space for your wife to take care of the kids. Take the pressure off her and do what you need to do. It's admirable, it's fulfilling, it's honorable, and it's godly to do so. There's much more I can say about this, but I'll leave it here. Let me know what you think.